All right, I'm over at my grandmother's and we cut her water back on and we had a leak right there. You can, my light just fell over. Right there, it sprung a leak, froze, cracked, probably thin from rust, and then leaked water out. This piece is about, I don't know, 5 foot long. It goes right over there to there. Plan of attack: I don't have a union. Supplies are limited. Lines out the door for plumbing supplies. What I do have is 1/2-inch PVC fittings, and we're going to cut this out and replace this section with a piece of PVC, because we can't turn it without a union. So this piece is going to have to be cut out. You know, can't unthread it. So we're going to cut it out and replace it with PVC, just this section, and that'll get us back up and going. All right, there's our cut right there. Cut it in half. There's our T right over there, and the elbow right there where the leak is, right in the center of your screen. And it's a tight fit. There's about 18 inches right here, and then right there where we're going to be working, there's maybe a foot, if that, probably 10 inches between this the rafters and the ceiling joist. So tight fit. We're just going to unthread the pipe from the 90, unthread this section from the T, thread in a PVC coupler there, and put a piece of PVC in between. All right, came out easier than I thought it would. Fitting came out there and right there. Got our piece of PVC cut about the same length as the pipe that we pulled out. Like I said, I cut the pipe in half, then we unthreaded each end. And got all of our pipe glue and stuff, random assortment of stuff, and so it's dried up, and we'll see what's good and what's not. I don't think I needed to grab 3 things of purple. That feels dried up, but we'll check it. That one feels good. That one feels good. And then for the threads, we're gonna put some of this on there, and then here's our 2 fittings. So I'm gonna go ahead and thread these in to the pipe. Before I do that, I'm gonna take a screwdriver and just kind of clean out the inside of the threads. I don't have if I had a 1/2-inch pipe tap, or a 1/2-inch pipe thread tap, I'd probably run it through there, but I don't. So we're just gonna clean up any rust that may be in there with a screwdriver. We'll put this piece of plywood here because I'm laying on it, and I found this old seat cushion, so laying on that to work. And we'll get this piece in here. Probably have to trim this once I get the fittings in. I'll make my final adjustment, glue one end, and then cut the other end if I need to, and then we'll, because there's a bend in that one's got some play in it, so we can move that one to shove it in. Like I said, you can't, without a union in pipe like this, you can't get it out without cutting it out, and you can't put one in without a union. And that's probably a custom link there. I don't have a way to thread pipe anyway, so we're going back with PVC. Like I said, you can't get supplies right now, So we're making do with what we've got. Okay, there's our PVC fittings screwed in. Make sure not to over tighten those. Keep in mind they are plastic and they'll break. And then on this side, same thing. Took a screwdriver, cleaned the rust out of the inside just to make sure that they threaded in cleanly. There was a little rust buildup on the inside that the coupling would have hit trying to thread it in. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and glue our PVC. It's roughly cut to the length of the old pipe. It's probably gonna be a little bit long, and we're gonna go ahead and glue this side in, and then we'll come down to this side and we can, you know, trim it as needed. There's wiggle room on that side. I've got that pipe supported with a board, so it's not putting strain on the PVC, and we'll go from there. Okay, we've got that end glued in. This end is all primed and ready. You can see we're probably, that pipe is pushed back just a little bit, so we're probably about an inch long on this pipe. I went ahead and primed several inches of pipe, you know, with anticipation of needing to cut it. So we'll cut about an inch off, and that pipe right here has give back and forth. So we can put our glue on there and pull that pipe back and slip it on. So we're not gonna get our good twist like I normally do when I normally push in and twist slightly. So we're gonna make sure to get a real good coating of glue on there, since we're not gonna get that twist in it. We just can't do it. So we should be good. So I'm gonna cut that off and glue it in. And I've got that right there supported with a board to keep any weight off of this PVC, and it's supported down there as well. All right, it's done. Ended up, I kind of checked that pipe down there to see where it kind of wanted to rest. You know, it had give in it, but it kind of had a spot where it wanted to rest, and where I cut the PVC was actually right. I didn't end up trimming any off of it. So kind of lucked out on that. Like I said, I used the old pipe to measure the PVC. So I figured that would get me close, and it actually got me right where I needed to be. And just kind of cut it the length of how far the other one was threaded in. Well, you know, minus where the length of the pipe minus what was threaded in. So it's done. We're gonna let it sit up, and then we will check it out. This pipe here is tied off to that pipe, so it's not resting right there. It's not putting weight on the, there's actually about a 1/16 of an inch gap. I don't know if you can see it. So it's not putting the PVC in a bind anywhere. You know, it's supported, the pipe is supported down that end. So, you know, we don't want to put, PVC is not strong. You know, we don't want to put, you know, the weight of the pipe on it or on the joint. Those threaded in couplers are not the strongest, so don't want to break them off. So we're done. We'll let it sit up and then test it for leaks. All right, I'm gonna apologize for the light. I brought my kind of spotlight, which is good for aiming at stuff like checking leaks, but it's not a floodlight, so it really, I can see real well, but it's gonna kind of blind y'all with light. But maybe if I do that, here we go. We've got the water turned back on. It's about 3.5 hours later. Wanted to give it some extra cure time because it is a little cooler. Heater is running, so this attic is warmer than the outside temperature, but it's definitely lower than 60 degrees, which is kind of the 2-hour cure time is at 60 or above. So just wanted to give it a little extra, but no leaks. One thing I forgot to mention is this is a hot water line. Now, we can trace it. I don't know the piping in this house. It's my grandmother's house. So, you know, I'm not a plumber. I am not a licensed plumber, but I am doing this for my grandmother. But I do know that hot water, you need to run CPVC. Now, you know, we're right after this winter freeze that we had, and pretty much everyone, at least in my area, has busted pipes. And the lines at the hardware store for the plumbing section are outrageous, and they are out of everything. You cannot get CPVC or fittings. So I had these fittings and PVC, so I'm able to do a repair on this so we can get the water on, but this will not stay this way. And you know, this would hold up, but PVC over time is not intended to be used for hot water. You know, this is just going to be here until I can get some other kind of repair. But like I said, I can't get anything. I can't get PEX. I can't get CPVC. I can't get anything. So we're going to run PVC until I can get something, whether it be PEX or CPVC, or, you know, if we end up deciding to get a union. You can't even get a 1/2-inch union. So, you know, I can't put a piece of steel pipe in there without, you know, a 1/2-inch union. So we've got what we can do, or we've done what we can do to get the water back on here and get it leak free. I'm going to go through and check the rest of the house. What I'm doing is just following the lines. So this black line right here, this is a gas line. So your galvanized lines are going to be your water lines. Any black pipe is going to be gas. And I'm just following them along, you know, and then where they go branch off to different parts of the house, just follow them along. You can look for wet insulation. You can also kind of move insulation around if you need to kind of see. But I'm gonna go to the whole other end of the attic, way down there, and we're gonna check. I'm gonna be checking all along here for leaks, and we're just looking for either wet insulation. You can also listen for the sound of water spraying. But that is what we are doing. And, you know, it's hard, you know, if it's in a wall, it's really hard to find. Your best option there is try to listen for it, because you're not gonna be able to see, you know, and you can also look for water starting to puddle up on the floors. But that's gonna be hard to see because you can't, especially here, you know, I can't, anything along this wall, you know, I can't, there's where it goes down into the wall. You know, you can't get down and look in there. You know, if it's something in the middle of the house, you know, you could get to where you can look down the wall from inside the attic, but anything along the outside walls, you're really not, or at least on the side, you know, with the roof slope, you're not gonna be able to see down those walls. So best option really is to listen. So anyway, I'm gonna do this real good, make sure we don't have any leaks anywhere, and then we'll call it good. So again, you know, if you've got a pipe, I'm hoping you can find some supplies. I just lucked out and had these 2 fittings. I've actually found 3 of them, but one of them had some pipe stuff on it, and cleaned it off, and it had been cross-threaded. So it had been cross-threaded and I guess replaced. So luckily I found another one, and so I had 2 fittings and a piece of pipe to patch this back together, or a piece of PVC. Like I said, this will be temporary since it's hot. We'll fix it right when when supplies are available. That shouldn't be a problem for right now. Anyway, I'm gonna get busy and start going down that way. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more. Oh, one other thing. I know when this was put in, this is not asbestos insulation, but I am wearing a face mask anyway because it is dusty, and if it's an older house, it could be asbestos, and just wear your face protection. Yeah, anyway, thanks. See y'all on the next one.